Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year from the Quotables boys. We are back with yet another episode, but we're doing a little something different today. We are not actually going to be covering a movie. We're just going to be talking about us because it's long overdue. We're going to do a little recap. But before we start that, let me introduce you to a nice, sexy, tasty-looking friend named Johnnie Walker as our co-host. Just kidding. Well, Johnnie Walker and Ernie.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for welcoming me with such open arms.
Of course.
If you haven't got the gist of it, we have been drinking a little bit, and we're doing a little bit of a drunken cast, kind of like something that makes us open up a little bit, right?
I mean, I'm always open.
He said he's open for business, like a book. I don't know why I said that.
So we are taking a little slow down here because we're just taking a nice little break, just catching up after the new year, doing a little recap of everything. We're just gonna kind of just talk about ourselves a little bit, if you guys don't mind. If you do mind, skip it. That's all right. Don't worry. Well, you're gonna have to wait next time.
I mean, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people here for movies and reviews, right?
And so are we.
I mean, we love movies, and we're gonna get into why we do the movies.
But this Johnnie Walker's tasting real good.
Yeah, exactly.
Double label, they say. Oh, black label.
Or black label. Double black label. Double black label.
Yes, that's it.
And let me tell you something, and I feel real good.
He feels real good. So we're gonna start with a little history of us. Definitely. So we're going to first talk about, we have a couple topics here that we're going to try to cover to the best of our ability. When I say that. No, I'm kidding. So we're going to start how we met.
Yeah.
So I want to go look into your eyes, Ernie. How do we meet?
At this point.
Well, hold on. Let me get into this part. The main reason we met, because I used to date his wife's cousin, which is we're going to refer to as Thou Who Shall Not Be Named.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So Thou Who Shall Not Be Named it's one of my favorite cousins. We always like hang out, and at some point she told me like, "Oh, we're having a party, and it's a family party." So I was like, "Okay, cool. Me and Dan will head over there." And me and Dan are not big party people, but we ended up going, and I met Carlos. And one of the biggest
Lex,
things,
as you know,
or
me,
Lex, as they know me,
but my name is Carlos. Yes.
Yeah. And so when I met him, I was like, dude, my hands get really sweaty. And those who know me, and so I'm not a big handshaker. I hug. And so the first time I met him, I'm like, she's like, oh, this is Carlos or Lex. I think she introduced you as Lex.
I think it was Carlos. It might have been. I don't know.
I don't remember. I think it might have been Lex, but she's like, oh, this is Lex, and I wanted to introduce you to my boyfriend, and we've been with each other for a bit, and they met through Boston Market, some like restaurant they used to work at. Hey. And so like I'm like, hey man, I'm not a handshaker, I'm a hugger, and that was the first time we met. We fucking hugged, and it was like he's like, oh okay, and he just hugged me,
and we've never hugged since.
And we. And it's funny because that's how we always greet each other, is always hugs.
So I always kind of make fun of him on that because I didn't notice it at the time that you did
until I told you, yeah.
But you started telling me about that as far as like interview, like when you did job interviews, he would well, let me do. It's kind of dramatic. You can't see me doing it, but he would slap his thigh and slide it down, and like that's how you would do it. But nice and quick and nice and subtle, so like you wouldn't really notice. But smart move on his part. I didn't catch it, so I mean I don't know. But he gave me a hug. He might have squeezed my butt a little bit. That's all right. But,
it was a nice little ass grab.
But yeah, that's how we met, and we were able to relate via movies and video games.
Yeah, which is really weird because like we just kind of started talking, and he told me something about a movie or something, and I was like, yeah, something, and then we just kind of like took off from there, and then we bonded. Yeah. Yes. James bonded. Yeah, and it was weird because like I usually, when you meet someone, you kind of like play the field. You're like, oh, I don't know.
Play the field.
It is weird. Yeah,
he was looking me up.
And like you're looking him up and down.
Check my MySpace. He said he was single and ready to mingle.
Yeah, and like you kind of like always like kind of like feel like the person, right? You're kind of like getting to know. And
he felt me good,
and I felt him up, and then he was very similar to me. So we just started talking, and then all of a sudden we just fucking like.
And as the years gone, this I'm gonna say had to be about 2011.
I want to say
2012.
Like, 2000. Yeah,
but around that time, so almost 10 years, we're rounding out our friendship, and it's been good. We've seen movies together, we played games together, we've worked
together.
We started a podcast.
Together. Yeah, it's true.
But let's start about the podcast because we started. So originally, a while ago, we wanted to had this idea of like, because we were really into the games and we wanted to focus on that.
definitely.
aspect of our relationship.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do either a website, right? It was website first because no one knew what the hell a podcast was back in that day.
No, not at the time. And it's crazy
pretty-
because like since the beginning, like we always wanted to do something together because we always wanted to hang out together, but we didn't like, we can hang out and like drink or like hang out, just
chill
hang
and
out,
talk.
chill and talk. But we always were trying to figure out
We
like
got to
a
record it
reason
because we're
for it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Just kidding, no, we're not.
We were trying to figure out a reason to do it, and we started doing YouTube. Remember that?
Yeah, we did
did-
one, maybe
did
two YouTubes,
2 YouTube videos.
a
yeah.
review, and then like a play along.
Yeah. And it
1
was
million,
like
1 million hits, by the way.
and it was called Bit Geeky if you guys look it up. Actually, the videos are still up.
Look it up. It's on Wikipedia. I'm just kidding. No, it's not.
We're on IGN's top
We're
one.
on it.
I'm just kidding.
Top
5, I mean.
wanted.
Yeah.
So yeah, we started this. We wanted it. So originally we had a podcast that we started maybe a little over a year ago. I want to say.
I want to say about.
That was mostly focused on games, and we touched on movies too.
We did, and it was
but it was mostly games.
Yeah, and it was called Big Geeky. It was something,
And
that
I feel like
both
we didn't.
Yeah,
We maybe weren't as committed as much because
Well,
we
at
didn't
that
see each other as much.
yeah. At that time, we were a little bit more busy than we are now.
Exactly. Well, I mean, we're still busy.
Well, we're still busy, but it's like we made
But I think it's the
appointments.
more passion with this because
Definitely.
honestly, because we'd always back to like us meeting, like we would think of quotes
all the time.
right?
We would
All the
always
time,
quote
like some stupid
Yeah.
shit, and we would crack up about it because
Yeah.
like no one else in the room would get it except for us.
Except
I mean, there's
for us,
obviously
yeah.
more people that we know that would, but like
Yeah.
in that room at that time,
Mhm.
that's how it was, and it was hilarious because like we just love it. That was just our
That's
thing.
just us.
So
Yeah.
with the gaming podcast, we did maybe I want to say 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah, a few. Yeah, we did
something like that. And then I thought of something like, hey, like let's talk about what we always talk about, movies, right?
yeah.
Like that's like it made sense, like it just and it clicked
and it
well.
worked. Yeah.
And like I said, we were a little more committed to this and because we've been doing it every week.
Mm-hmm.
So we started late September, I want to say.
I believe so.
So we're
yeah.
going pretty strong about
Yeah.
almost like 4 or 5 months almost.
Mhm. So we have
Which
few
I'm excited.
episodes.
So we've seen each other too many times and I'm already tired of that. But we're still going to do it for the sake of the
He's like,
fans.
I'm fucking done. This is the last episode. We're done. But going into it, like, yeah, definitely. In like hearing it, like, I'm always trying to stay positive. And I'm like, hell yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And like when he pitched it to me, I was like, this sounds like I said, it sounds like a great
I
idea.
came in with my whiteboard
Yeah.
in a conference room. I said, Ernie,
This is
take
what
a
we
look.
need to do.
This is it.
And like, it just works. Like when we do the episodes, we have a great time. Like it's never like work.
We're
for
like a
us.
seatbelt. We click.
That's good.
I was dumb, I was
Click it
dumb.
or ticket,
That
as
was
they
stupid.
say. You know what I mean? That's
Exactly. So I mean, what do you think about the podcast so far? I mean, you've already covered it on as much, but like the movies we've done and like the way we've done it, how do you feel?
Dude, honestly, I feel great. Like I love everything we've done. Like just the way we talk and the way we kind of like, because every movie we watch, there's always something that's going on in our life, and it kind of pertains to the movie that we're doing. We don't just put out movies. We do them based on what we're feeling at that time,
Exactly.
right? You know, so like
or suggestions.
yeah,
if
or
we do get them.
suggestions, yeah, and like and that always works for us because we have a good time when we do them. So like, and it shows. I feel like during the episode. But I mean, as far as that goes, like we're just really good friends. We've always been close. So
you have a good friend when you can just see him after a while and just pick up where you left off.
exactly,
right?
and
That's how it is.
there-
But
there's
lately, but seeing each other every week has been good. We talk about maybe like I want to say 45 minutes before we even
Yeah,
start recording.
definitely.
But today, in this case, we did about 2 hours.
2 hours,
just
before
trying to
we
get a
even
little
started.
buzzed for y'all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad we're doing this. We're doing a little talk. Like I said, hopefully you guys like it. So we have a couple little topics here. Just
Well, before we go in, I want to ask you, what do you feel about the podcast? I know.
I'm sorry. Yes.
No, you're fine. Yeah, definitely.
I'm loving it so far, man. It's fun. It's weird to say because like it feels like work. You know what I mean? Which is not a bad thing. Like like it feels like work because when I watch a movie, obviously I take notes like super
Definitely,
deep.
yeah.
I'm pausing these movies. A 1 hour movie can turn into 3 hours for me because I'm
I remember
pausing
you
it so
telling me
many
that.
times. And sometimes I'm just like, fuck, I really don't want to do this. But like when I get into it, I'm like, okay, I'm loving this.
Yeah,
It's like
you're loving
I
it,
know
yeah.
what we're gonna talk about. It's gonna be fun and hopefully more entertaining for all our listeners.
Which I'm glad because I don't see it as work, but then it's because you're kind of like doing the script for us.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of doing the analyzing of little
So
things.
it kind of changed in a way. Like I feel like we had a different structure for it.
Well, because we were testing the waters.
Yeah, when I first did the episode, I'm like, this is what feels right. And it just kind of clicked. And I think we didn't hit our stride until I want to say about episode 7, which I think was Return of the Jedi, I want to say.
That's right, yeah.
Around that time is when we really hit our stride. For me, at least, because like when I'm listening to it, how we talk and how we've done it live.
Yeah, because like for those who don't know, like podcasts, like it sounds like it's easy because you're just talking, but it's like getting in the groove of things is a little different when like you're putting it on audio for someone to listen.
And just let you know too, we do not edit.
No,
everything we talk about, we put it on.
It's a full episode. It's like there's nothing that's cut. Exactly. Everything you're hearing is like something that we do. Hopefully, like the audio quality is as good as it can be.
Well, like I was saying when we hit our stride, like I know the first episodes. Well, okay, our first episodes were a little wonky, but
yeah, definitely.
But speaking of that, when we were doing our last podcast about the gaming, we would have times where we would record a full episode of an hour. And it would not record anything.
Oh,
we had so many troubles, but I'm glad we did that because
it was a testing ground.
Because we got here.
Yeah,
because now that we're here, we know what we're doing. So
and like and at that point, for those who don't know, we only used one mic. Now we have the 2 mics. Like we actually have a freaking interface that we work with. Like we have Logic Pro running in the back. Like we have these things that like have gotten to us to the point that we are, and like obviously like we can get the podcast going better to where we want it to be, but you know it's taking time, and I love that we're going through this journey together.
Exactly,
you see that
and we're still trying to get it up on more platforms, obviously.
Because I was like, oh, a little journey to go, and I was like, oh, Instagram journey. No, but yeah, no, definitely, and I'm glad that like Lex and me are like going on this journey together because like like I said, we're really close friends, and like I love the fact that I can see him every week and we can kind of chit chat here and there, kind of get to
we
know
always
where
reference,
we are, you know?
So the movie Wolf of Wall Street, if you guys are familiar with it, there's no scene in that movie where he's talking to like some Switzerland bankers. And then he's trying to get down to business. Leo DiCaprio's character. He's like, "Oh, we always do chit chat." And I think we always reference that before that because we'll get to that movie. I mean, it's 3 hours.
Fuck. Oh God, that's a long ass movie.
That's gonna be a couple of days. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. But speaking of the social media, yes, we are on social media. We got 2. We got Instagram and Twitter at Quotables Cast. But I do want to talk about social media a little bit because that is one of our topics. How do you feel about social media as a whole thing? Because as far as ours goes, like
I love our social media, and like I feel like this year we're gonna try to kick it into like overdrive. We're gonna try to like gauge more people.
Overdrive.
Yeah. Overdrive. Thank you.
But I need you to be on it.
Yeah, I know, and it's tough because like we both work and we both have a life, outside of all this.
But and it's hard to do social media shit because like,
definitely it
you
is.
have to think of something to say that's not going to be
that doesn't sound
bad.
Stupid. That doesn't that's going to
help you in the long run.
Definitely, and like I love the way that we've been kind of handling thus far, but like we need obviously. The more we get followers, the more we'll be able to gauge with people. The more like we're gonna be able to like, oh, do you want to do this episode, or how do you, what don't you like about the episodes? Because like, right now we're just kind of.
Doesn't that suck though? Social media is the only thing like we have to rely on.
Yeah, definitely. And like right now, me and him are just kind of shooting the shit. 2 best friends, kind of just like talking and
best friends.
Yeah, we're just kind of doing this, to kind of like. See how it works, and like thus far it's been good, and we've had a lot of
working.
Yeah, a lot of couple of friends that here and there that have been telling us that they like what we're doing, and
and we so, like what we're doing, and
but we would like to get it to what expanded.
Yeah, we'll try to take and we take those opinions like to the heart.
Yeah,
but there's some like it's kind of unavoidable.
Yeah, definitely, because that's just how we are.
Exactly. But I mean, most podcasts can be like that. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Social media, we're gonna hopefully get to that point where we can both be a little more hands on.
Definitely.
But it is tough to think of some shit like fuck.
It's just like it's work.
I gotta put like 6 hashtags that say something blah 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 blah, and that's the shit that sucks that I don't like. But that's the only way you really get discovered and noticed.
Yeah, and it's funny because like we've thought about like getting someone to kind of just handle our social media stuff. That way we can focus on just the
Send your
podcast.
resumes.
Send your, yeah. Because it's
15 plus years work experience.
Because it's not easy. It's not like
Being
a lot.
cheesy.
A lot of people think social media is like such a thing where you just post and that's it. But it's not.
It's
You have
not.
to post it at a certain time. You have to post it on a
Yes,
certain day,
exactly.
and it becomes it's a job. And we're looking into one particular gentleman, and he's a son of a bitch. Honestly,
Shut
just kidding.
up. You're dumb.
He's like, don't give him
Well,
hope.
talking about social media though, I mean,
Yeah.
like I wrote this as a topic: social media birthdays. And I know you're kind of asking a question.
Yeah, I was
about
asking.
this.
You didn't tell me.
So the reason I say this because we're not going to do this, and I hope we don't get to that point. But I don't know about you. But a lot of people, when it's their birthday, and someone on social media wishes them a happy birthday and posts something, they repost every single post. For some reason, I just do not like that. I don't know how you feel about that. It bugs the shit out of me. It's one or two. Okay, that's fine. But like every single person, like no one.
Shit.
Does anyone really care that much? I mean, I'm
and
sorry.
this is where we're gonna fucking like part ways here. Dude. That's crazy. I love that shit.
You love it.
I do, but I'm an
all right,
attention.
I'll see you later.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. This is I'm an attention whore. And what's
shit.
funny is that when you wrote that, I'm like, hopefully someone is gonna like be like, oh, this is when fucking Quotables started. You know what I mean? Because like when my birthday happens, like my June 19th, like my actual birthday.
Yes.
I always want someone to do that, and no one fucking does that, dude.
Well, it's funny because when that happens, I'll be like, is anyone gonna do it for me? Like I'll say to somebody like, "I'll stupid."
I should have done it for your ass this year, and I was like, "Fucking, oh god, yeah."
But I always want to kind of fuck
that.
with it too on someone's birthday and like put like multiple posts. But
yeah,
maybe
because
I'll do it for you.
So random little thing.
You keep
so
it in there.
when your significant other's birthday was just Daisy, I actually got a picture of her, and someone posted a picture of her next to her. Right. And they're like, oh, happy birthday to Daisy or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I fucking I cropped out a picture of her and I put my face with Daisy and I'm like, happy birthday. And see, I like shit like that. Like,
okay, yeah. When you're making fun of it a little bit, it's funny.
Yeah, but I'm not like making fun of her because I want to wish Daisy a happy birthday because she's a cool person.
Well, you add a little twist to it. I mean,
but you got a little, thank you. And you got a little twist to it. And like this year, dude, September, your birthday, I'm going to fucking Instagram.
You're going to go all out, he said.
I am.
Good.
Thank
and
you.
I'm gonna do it for your birthday, bitch.
Thank you.
Exactly.
And because I love that shit. That's weird
that's
to
me.
my
I'm
shit.
sorry.
No, you're good. But I'm glad that you brought that up because that's such a random little
thing.
Random little thing.
Wait, hold on.
No, go ahead.
Do you need to get a little fill up on your
Thank
Johnnie
you,
Walks?
please. Yeah. And
all right, continue.
Sorry. Yeah. So for Instagram, usually like there's always like these rules you need to abide by, right? Like if you end up overdoing like let's say you like up pictures of girls in like bikinis, like that's kind of like a thing you need. You hear that? You really need to kind of like watch out for because then it kind of sounds like you're a pervert or something like that, but you're not. You know,
I'm not the pervert.
I'm just looking for a double mental. But you're trying to like I have a few friends that are like I want to like have them be appreciated and
yeah, of course,
like have them be like
and I get that
you're special, like you're a good person.
Yeah. I get that. I mean, I get that
like,
point.
So like it's weird.
But
for
I guess I
Instagram.
just see it so much. I get bothered.
I see. Yeah.
It's just and like when people put like the post of like, okay, let's say an individual person wishing you a happy birthday.
Yeah.
They put like happy and then the next post birthday and then the next post to and then the next post my like
that's
like
so fucking weird. I've never seen that.
Friend Ernie, like oh my god, it's like dude,
You're like,
get to the damn point. It's like okay, I get it, you guys are friends, but fuck.
Yeah, I don't like that. I've never seen that. And I'm glad I have not. I usually always see one picture. And usually every time someone does a happy birthday post, it's always like one picture and it's like a shitty picture of the person.
Oh, yeah. It's all fucked up.
It's never a nice picture.
I got a feeling.
Yeah. But like at least like, half
say?
the ones I've seen,
that?
the one that we did for or I did for your significant other, she looked great. She wasn't like fucked up. But like every other,
I'm just kidding.
every other person's always like fucked up.
Exactly.
And I'm like, God damn it.
It's weird.
Yeah. But let's continue.
But yeah, it was a dumb thing to touch up on. But I mean, speaking of significant others, how's your married life going? I mean, you and Diane have been married for over a year now.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, and so me and my wife had gotten married 2019, December.
Yes.
And last year was 2020, and obviously we all know it was COVID and all that craziness going on, pandemic. it sucked because they put a stunt on our relationship. Not relationship, but
Why you
like
stunting?
I know,
Sure.
right? And it put a stunt on our traveling because we wanted to travel. We literally saved up money to go to Hawaii. Or the Bahamas, Hawaii. Like we were gonna go to Seattle. Like a bunch of things.
Seattle, Hawaii, Bahamas,
Seattle. You know, like it's such a thing. But it's just, I really wanted to go Seattle. And then like one of my biggest fucking things I want to go to is Japan, and we'll touch into that later.
Cool
But
as fuck, yeah.
yeah, but like it just stopped us, you know. And the good thing about like, and it sucks, you know, like obviously COVID and all that shit, but like the big thing, damn. And the big thing about like me and my wife, like we enjoy our company. Like we still did staycations, which I hate using that word, but
you love it.
I know, I kind of do. We went to Mammoth, we went to, you know, like June Lake, and like, you know, we had a great time being together. Like I love my wife, like I love her company. I know a lot of people hate, like, you know, like sometimes people go like, they go, oh, the old ball and chains. Like, no, I don't feel that. And I've been dating her for 13 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you. Well, thank you.
Talk about you guys just did a staycation, right? Oh, you guys just did a vacation.
Yeah, we went.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. So we went to Yosemite, and we also did I forget the other place right now out of the top of my head, but so we did Yosemite. We did a day trip. And we just fucking drove there for a few hours. Took our time. We ended up like doing we did like a little hike around there. We saw a bunch of cool ass trees. But oh my God, I would not recommend anyone doing a day trip. It just sucks. Like it's not worth it. It just like, I mean, it is worth it to go see it. But for a day trip, like driving back home, it's just the worst. Like you're just tired, you're just exhausted. You don't want to do anything, and and like I think like we ended up doing that, and then we ended up going to Paso Robles, which we did like a little wine tasting, and with the wine tasting, we ended up like. Well, obviously tasting wine. Having
tell us about that story about that couple next to you guys.
Oh yeah, so thank you for reminding me. Mm-hmm. So I think I put it on the like last podcast. Me and my friend, which is me and my wife.
Oh yes. Me and Ernie has another podcast with his wife called Me and My Friend Podcast. Check it out. It's hilarious.
Thank you. And it's just us like touching base on our lives, and it was just like a thing that we did last year to kind of like gauge at our life during the pandemic. But yeah, so like we went to Paso Robles. I was like, I'm gonna surprise her for our anniversary because it was our 1 year anniversary, and we did like a
1 year wedding anniversary. You guys been dating
fucking 13 years.
God damn,
yeah,
that's older than me.
So So it was a long time, and we did that, and we did a little wine tasting. We did a charcuterie board, which is just fucking good. And there was this random ass couple who wanted to find like an Airbnb there, and it was so weird. Like they were like in there like looking at the places because we stayed in like some shipping crates, which is like, you know, it looks like, you know, it sounds funny.
They had a couple air holes, right?
It was like a shipping crate, but it was like a little hotel. It was fucking nice, and we were close to a winery, which is Cass Winery, and those people wanted to stay there, but like it was all booked. And then like me and Diane are playing cornhole, I believe. It's like that one where you fucking throw it through the hole or whatever. And then like the fucking people go like, oh wow, this place is so nice. So they're giving them like a little tour, and they're like, yeah, and this is some lovely neighbors. And me and Diana were like,
some lovely neighbors,
dude. And then me and Diana through the hole. We're all thinking like, dude, these fucking people are gonna fucking break into our place, and fucking kill us.
No, get the cornhole.
Yeah, dude, but it was. Like, so it was a good time. Had a great time. It was very expensive. We did like a little bike riding, fucking motorbike riding.
That's cute, man.
That's
like,
good. Yeah,
that sounds really fun.
Well, thank you. And going into it, like Lex is like, I've known Lex for a long time. I know him dating like random like other significant others and all that. Other girls, you know, and like they weren't significant others, but they were just girls he was dating. Like that's my really good friend, and I know him as well as I could. But like he started dating this girl, Daisy, and like everything changed, and she's like a great girl, and like the way the dynamic between them is so different. And like I love him. I love her.
You ever heard of the phrase "she's the yin to my yang"?
Yeah, definitely. And like, you know, I've always wanted to ask you, like, what, like, you know, like obviously you love her and you're living with her. Like, how is the life with a significant other? Go into it.
Oh, it's good, man. I mean, it's just we've gone on plenty of trips together. we went on a Joshua Tree trip. We actually have a dog, a Belgian Malinois named Suede. We got last year during the quarantine because that's the thing to do. But dude, it's been great. Like we just been doing little random trips. For lately, we haven't because we've been both busy with work and all that good stuff. But we're hoping to be going on a trip soon. Her birthday's coming up in March, so don't tell her about the surprise I have. Diana, I know you're listening. So, dude, it's been awesome. I love her, dude. I'm sorry if you're listening, babe. Sorry, baby. But yeah, man. I mean, I would love to go on something like how you guys did, kind of do that trip with the wine tasting and having the people that say my lovely neighbors and shit. But if not, we've gone to Joshua Tree, we've done all that stuff. We've gone to like different states. She lived in Seattle for a while, so I visited her there. That's been fun. So it's been good, man. I mean, and she lives with me. It's been over a year now. We've been living together, and it's been good. It's been a lot. It's been a lot better, just because she used to live in another state, Seattle, which is what you want to visit.
I know, right?
So it's been a lot different, and it's been a lot better.
And I'm glad because like I said, I've known you without someone and with someone and like with someone and without someone. Like I've known you for a few years, and like honestly, this is like the most person I know, right? This is like the most person I've ever seen you like a stable relationship with.
Yeah.
She knows what she needs to, like what she wants, and
she knows what she needs.
Exactly. and like I love that for you. Like you're one of my good friends, and I want you to be happy, and like I see that with her, which is awesome. Like
thank you.
Of course. And this is something that like it's hard, and you work at it because like. Me and Diane, I'm not saying we're the perfect relationship because we're not. Like, work at it every day.
Just kidding.
We work at it every day. And, like, I see that you're doing that. You know what I mean? Like, and I love that.
Before we get into more, let's talk about more of this.
Yeah, of course.
Because you and Diane are married.
Yes.
You got married in December of 2019.
14.
14? No.
Yeah, dude,
19.
14. 14. Yeah, you're fucking way off, but that's crazy.
No, you did not get married in 2014, fucker.
14? When do we get married? Shut the fuck up.
Ernie, where the fuck are you? We've been literally talking about.
Let me tell you about Ernie, that fucking wedding. It must have been crazy because I don't remember.
You're cut off. But let's. 2019 to December they got married. I want to say 12th, 13th, 14th. Okay, yes. Damn, Ernie, where the fuck you been,
dude? Honestly,
we've been talking about your
party was fucking nuts.
Anyway,
all right, continue.
I was his best man.
Yes. And I wouldn't have anyone other than him.
Yeah.
Like he literally has known me from the fucking get. You know what I mean?
Well, not even the get, but like the get go.
No, because like there's only one person that's ever like kind of fucking really got me, and it was always Lex. Like me and him are fucking like it's weird how close we've gotten. You know what I mean? Like
very close.
Yeah. Like we fucking fell asleep at fucking at a bachelor party together. We'll get into that, but good to know.
So yes, speaking of the bachelor party, that was fun.
Yeah.
I took him to Vegas.
He did.
Of course, it's got to be Vegas.
I mean, it's got to be Vegas. We
got a sweet ass little suite, and so Friday we spent the weekend. Friday I took them on the Link Ferris wheel.
Fuck, that shit was crazy. Let me tell you.
If you guys ever been to that, that's just been like the worst idea because like
it's open not the worst idea, but it's fucking crazy.
It's the best idea.
Yeah.
But
we
did the open bar, and dude, we got fucked up.
Dude,
like,
I didn't.
I don't remember getting back to the hotel.
Yeah. So let me go into it. So like we went to Vegas, all that shit for my bachelor party. Like I did not expect to get that fucked up on that Ferris wheel. I thought we were gonna have like a few drinks, but literally we had drinks for like 30 minutes straight without any. That's payment.
What it is. It's like an open bar, 30 minutes.
And they gave us this thing called a green tea, dude. Oh my god, it was fucking good. Like it did not taste like alcohol.
That was dangerous.
And it was fucking. It was like one of those things. Like I said, dangerous as fuck. I had 4 of those.
Danger.
And I had also my brother-in-law, which is Mauro, and he was one of my groomsmen.
Yes. Well, tell us what he said.
And he fucking got out of the thing, and we stepped out of this Ferris wheel, and he said, "I'm fucking gliding," and it was such a perfect
was the
thing.
Perfect thing to say because we glided.
We did.
So the next thing I know, we're at the hotel. I wake up. I was like, God damn, we're still
Where the
doing
fu-
shit. Like,
we're
what
still
the
drinking. And
Frick happened?
I remember seeing Carlos because he's a little taller than me. I'm a little short. He was walking fast.
A little short.
I'm fucking short. He was walking fast, and he's a fast
A
walker.
little short for a
Whoever's-
stormtrooper, I'll tell you that.
Quotables. No, so he was walking fast, and I was fucking running behind him. And
was
I remember
fucking-
just blacking out, and then getting to him.
And we also had
blacking
this
out,
picture
and
that
then
was
getting
just
to him.
fucking sweet.
And then we
that
do
was
have a
taken.
picture of us like gone. I don't remember taking this picture. And I had Sang Jeffrey Kang, which is a great fucking dude. I love that guy. Honestly, all these people that I chose for my groomsmen are great people. One of
Yeah,
my
good time.
favorite people. And also had Adrian Pavros. And then I had Kyle Goldstrach. And those are my
And
peeps, dude.
Danny
And then I had Daniel Mauro Mejia, which
Yeah.
is my brother-in-law. And he fucking was, dude, we were all fucking gone. Like,
Yeah.
we literally made
And that's the way
I
you're
don't know
supposed
how
to
we
do it,
made
right?
it.
That's the way you're supposed to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
And I think we did it right. We got in and out, but I don't remember the in and out, but it was great.
Yeah.
Uh,
we went to In and Out. Yeah. Random little story about Mauro Mejia. So he still had he still had a drink in his hand when we got. It was the 5th drink because we all took 4. We went to In and Out. We went to go get some burgers. That fucker had 1/5 drink, and then somehow he ordered food and he spilled it, and then he tried to play it off like he didn't spill it.
All sweet, huh?
And
That
then people were like
motherfucker.
looking at him, bro. But we all
I
got,
didn't do nothing.
dude. We got all burgers, dude, and then we were fucked up.
They were delicious.
They were really good. You know when
I
you're
think we rode them to the hotel. I think they took us back.
I'll tell you what. After that day, we
me
ended
what.
up getting Subway like that night. Like
Oh, I remember
maybe
that. That was
really
that same night? No.
Yeah, it was that
the
same
next
night. It was that same night. Like really late.
That
at
was the
midnight.
next night.
No, it was midnight. Trust me.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was like we're really fucked up. We got Subway. Like somehow it was still open. Like at 2 a.m.
That's the Vegas, dog.
I got a turkey sub. You guys all ate. I couldn't eat because I was so fucked up. I fell asleep. Woke up, dude. Literally had a Gatorade and it fucking saved my life. Like I felt way better just drinking it. I was just like, oh god, dude, this shit. I know. I feel great, dude. I was just like, oh my god. And then
Well, that's good, man. You gotta feel great. That's the
yeah,
best
no,
part.
definitely. And then you recorded a video of us looking like the Hangover.
Holy shit, that was a
dude,
good time, man.
How
I mean,
did you like coming back from it? Because like, this is a random little fact. So Lex usually when he drinks, like, he looks like the most soberest of us all, and it's crazy. I don't know how he functions, but he does function. And
I can play it off pretty well.
He plays it
I can
off
play it
really
off
well.
being drunk pretty well.
and like he doesn't look like he's that fucked up. And I remember just
But I am
following his
fucked up,
lead,
I'll
but
tell ya.
he's gone. He's like us. He doesn't know
I
where
never
he's
left.
at. He left. And how did you feel about that day, dude? Like, how were you?
I'm telling you, I don't remember. Right when we got off that Ferris wheel, right when we left the In and Out, I don't remember anything of us getting back.
Dude, and it's crazy because he looked like he was
And we-
fucking leading us.
And we had a fucking picture together. Like, dude, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. It was just depressing. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
no, it was crazy. It was a
it
little-
was fun.
we're
It
really
was good
fucked
because
up.
we woke up the next day to go to a pool party and it wasn't that successful. But we should have done
It was
the,
fun.
We should have done it the opposite way. But still, like, I mean, it was still a good time.
And we had some black dude, like he was like a really crazy dude trying to sell us on strippers. And
Oh,
we're
that was
like,
great, and we bought 2, but
No,
I mean,
no.
he wasn't
we
the
didn't
best.
buy any. That
No,
fucker
I'm
was
kidding,
trying
I'm
to
kidding.
sell it so crazy that we're just like, like it was like crazy. I was like, well, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I walked away from him.
But that was fun, man. I mean,
It was a great
it was a great time. I hope you had a good time. I try to do as best as I can
And it was fun. Thank you so much.
due to COVID. No, it wasn't even COVID.
It wasn't
then.
even
That's
COVID
good.
I think COVID was happening, but not on fucking our lot.
Exactly. Exactly. So we're gonna segue a little bit away from that, if you don't mind, unless you have something else to say. You good?
No, dude, I'm good.
Okay. Well, let's talk about music. I love music,
Yeah.
and I think you love music too.
I do.
Are you listening to anything that you would maybe want to recommend to our listeners?
Definitely, dude. And this is random. And I'm not a big fan of like rap, like crazy rap, but I've been listening to a lot of Playboy Cardi, and it's the Vamp Anthem. And it just sounds like a sweet ass song for like Castlevania. And I love video games. And it is very cringy. And it's not like great. Like he has like a lyric where he says like, I drank codeine and I got pink eye, which I'm like, it doesn't make sense.
Sick bastard.
But it just sounds so sweet with the beat.
yeah.
But it's
That's all
a
that
good
matters.
song, and yeah, I guess, and it's a good song, and then that's what I've been listening to thus far at this time in like 2020, because this is like the first year, this is like the first month, January.
Yeah.
But what are you listening to right now? Because and you're like one of the biggest influencers of music that I have. Like you are always into the new stuff.
I love music, man. I listen to it. I mean, I can, even if it was like a 2-minute drive, I had to put on a song or whatever.
It's crazy because look, when we're going to,
but
going
lately,
back,
I mean, I've been listening to songs I've already heard. So I want to recommend Glass Animals, which is always a great band. But lately, I've been getting more into the podcast side, which is fun because I love, podcasts are always fun to me. I mean, whether it's an hour or 2 hour, I love it. But yeah, I mean, Glass Animals would be good. Gorillas, the new album was great.
Yeah, no, Gorillas is great.
They did a live show that I paid for. It was fucking sick.
How much was it? Was it worth?
Like $15. It was
that's
nothing.
not
It was
bad.
nothing, dog.
I wanted to
No,
ask you
damn.
because
It was
I heard
cool.
it was fucking sick.
I mean, you can see it on YouTube now, but it's not as clear, dog. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really listen to more to the Killers' new album, but I heard it was good. There's like 1 or 2 songs that they came out.
okay.
It was a little over. It was a while ago. But can I tell you about something about the
Of
Killers?
course, yeah, no,
Can I
go
tell
ahead.
you about
Yeah,
a concert that I went to the Killers?
please tell the story because I love.
So
the
I have
story.
a story. When I went to go see the Killers live for the very first time. in
Oh
my
god, I
life,
hate this story, but I like it.
but it's great. So what I did is 2 of my really good friends I invited to this concert because I bought 4 tickets. This is when I was single. So I would buy an extra ticket just in case I brought somebody, but I always ended up bringing my friend Jamie, which
I love
which
James.
I'm gonna name drop.
Love James.
Because I had no game. So
Dude, honestly, James is a sweet ass dude.
exactly,
Jamie,
yeah,
he's a
we'd
good
make
dude.
out.
I love that guy.
So we
I love that guy. Dude.
so
Hey,
we'd go. So I invited him
love
and
that
his
dude.
girlfriend.
mhm.
And so I was able to invite somebody. So I did. So we're at my house.
Mhm.
We're drinking. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
And
You
the person
always
I'm-
pre-game before a concert. That's
Exactly.
that's just written.
Exactly. The person I was with was matching me, which
On what,
big
Tinder?
mistake because I'm fucking putting down shots.
Yeah, you don't know.
drinking.
Yeah, you
Now
never
that I'm saying
fucking
I'm a
match
big
with
drinker
that.
because like putting down shots, some days I'm like no, some days I'm like yes.
Mm.
So we
I
did
love-
that. So
sometimes you're yes, and then sometimes you're no.
right? Am I
Just
wrong?
like Katy
Am I
Perry
wrong?
says,
I mean, sometimes you're
No,
like
no, no,
when
you're
sometimes
true.
when you take
You're
a shot,
true.
you're like I gotta throw up. Sometimes you're like let's do another.
Continue.
So it's like a rewind it.
Ah! Give me a little dab, please, sir.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So everything's good. We get to the concert. Everything's great. I bought the floor seats because floor,
Oh, you're
it's my-
nuts.
I'm
Damn.
nuts, dog. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so we get down.
yeah, you are. But I love that.
We
I
get
love
to the
that for
floor.
you.
Everything's good, right? The first song starts.
Mm.
Let me remind you, this is the Killers. This girl that I'm with, I'm sorry, Daisy, I had to talk about this.
No.
This girl
I
that
love
I'm
that
with-
you're saying this.
This
You have to
girl
tell
that I'm
people.
with, she starts grinding up on me.
Oh,
And I'm like,
and it doesn't make sense.
it doesn't make sense. We're
For
at
the
the Killers.
Killers.
We're at the Killers. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. Like, and then people are looking at me. Like a random guy is looking like, what the fuck? Like, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not really into it because I'm like, we're at the Killers. Like, this is not grinding.
You don't grind
So-
for the Killers.
So Jamie and his girlfriend, Lexi, they go to the restroom.
I love Lex.
They go to the restroom together. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So it's just me and Jamie. We're having a good time, enjoying the music. Lexi comes back alone. And I'm like, where is this other girl? I'm not going to say her name. Where's this other girl? And she's like, someone went up to her and be like, yo, are you like, are you too drunk? And I was like, fuck. I'm like, and I had her phone. I had her wallet. I had everything she had because she was so drunk. I had to hold everything. Right. So I'm like, fuck, I got to go look for her.
Yeah.
So I go to look.
At some point, you feel kind of responsible for this
Exactly.
person. Yeah.
Right. It's like a fucking child. So I go up there. I see her talking to these people. I'm like, fuck. So I walk out. And I'm like, oh, all stupid. I don't even know what I say because I'm fucked up too. And she fucking and they say she can't come back down. Like I'm like, fuck. I'm like,
Too fucked
I'm
up.
like, all right. I'm like, so we go out. So I had to leave with her because I couldn't leave her alone because she was wasted.
No, I mean, come on.
So I text,
you're dating or you're
no, we
on
weren't
date.
dating. We were
Kinda,
just
right?
hanging out. So I
Yeah,
text Jamie.
yeah,
I'm like,
okay.
yo,
oh,
dude,
that's sweet. That I
I'm
like
on-
that you say hanging out.
I'm all, this is the situation. This is what's happening. He's like, okay, like I'm all, you guys should stay. Like we'll stay outside, like watch the whole concert. But
May I say something?
Being the great people
go
they
ahead.
are, Jamie and Lexi, they decided we're gonna stay a little bit and we'll come out, which is
Dude,
amazing. Like I'm like, dude, that's super nice. Like
Dude,
you guys should have
honestly,
stayed.
James and Lexi are fucking sweet.
I mean, you guys should have
people.
stayed.
I love them, dude. But like, that fucking sucks that you had to fucking stop her.
I know. So
you know, I would have been like, fuck this bitch. Keep going to the Killers, dude.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I know, but I had
That's
all,
the Killers,
but I had
dude.
all her stuff. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So, so we get to the car and like they come out finally. We leave. She throws up in his car. I don't know. Like, it was just a mess.
Inside the car?
It was just a mess. Yeah, dude. It's just a whole mess. And like,
fuck this bitch. I don't really like her
so
anymore.
it sucked. Like it was just a bad experience. But that was my Killer's experience. And I just like, okay, that's it.
You know, going back into it, I'm sorry, and like it sucks. Fuck that Killers concert. And I did tell you, and I remember prior to you even telling me that you were going to the Killers concert, I told you, do not take anyone. I told you that, and
Because you wanted to go.
I know, I wanted to go, and I told you, don't take anyone, just go by yourself. And you didn't fucking listen.
You didn't tell me that shit.
I did.
Nah,
I
you
did
probably
fucking
did.
tell you.
It's all right.
No. I mean,
It's all right.
I mean, it happened, and this was.
It is a
something
funny
I learned-
story, though. That's
it was,
the thing.
yeah.
It's
and
a
this
good
is like in the
story.
podcast, and you're learning is a learning experience. It was a learning experience.
Lorax.
One other concert we went to the Anderson .Paak. And going
that was
into
fun.
it was a little segue, and it was fucking fun. And we were drinking a lot, and fucking somehow Lex kept feeding me beer. I don't know where the fuck he got it from.
Feeding him.
And he was feeding me beer. So I was like pretty gone. Like, and it was a great concert. And then at some point during that concert, this one random girl, do you recall this? This one random girl comes on to us and goes, "Hey, I see that you're feeling the music, and I'm happy about that."
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, dude, we're pretty fucked up. And I was just like, and I'm like, well, thank you, I said. And you were just like, and she was just dancing with us. And I was like, this is weird. We were just gone.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, dude, it was weird. But dude, Anderson .Paak, if you guys ever get to see him, like, dude,
Great performer.
He's a great performer.
Well, what about the other ones we've been to?
Tell me.
Slayer.
Oof.
Slayer, Lamb of
Oof.
God. That shit was wild because we went to San Diego for that shit.
Oh,
and
that
I
was
remember
fun. It
your
was like
ass, you're like, they kicked me out, so I'm done. I think you were just scared.
No, I was scared because they wanted to do mosh pits. You know, I'm all little, and these fuckers are taller than me.
I'm not that much
He's bigger than me, like fucking few inches, and so he can breathe over like fucking mosh pits. I couldn't.
Yeah, if you're low enough, yeah, it's hard to breathe.
But like a funny thing, like, and I think I told my wife this. Like, there was this, like, when we first got into it, there was like this random girl with her boyfriend, and she looks back at me and she shakes her ass, and I was like, what the fuck? And we were fucked up as we got there.
Should have got it.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. No, dude, I love my wife. But like, I just remember seeing that and being like, this bitch is fucked up. And then we went in, got fucked up more. And then randomly, because like, you know, if you guys don't know Lex, he goes to the bathroom a lot. We went to the bathroom.
I do.
And there was this one dude
yelling.
Do you remember? He was yelling at the mirror. And he was going like, fuck, I fucking missed it. I don't know what he missed. But he was like punching the
That's
fucking...
not the same girl, that guy that threw up all over the place, right? That was
no.
another guy.
Well, we'll get into that, but that was before this, I believe. He's like, oh fuck, and then he throws up on his cup. He had a cup full of beer.
Yeah,
throws
I
up
think
in
that
it,
was the same guy.
and then he fucking drinks it.
Oh,
we
God.
were like, oh my God. this
Ernie
fucking
took a
guy.
sip.
Yeah, I did.
No, just kidding, I did.
I did not.
I did.
But dude, he was fucked up. And then he starts staring at the mirror, yelling at the mirror, saying like, I fucking forgot this. Whoever was performing. I think it was, who was else? It wasn't Slayer. It was
Lamb of God, maybe?
Lamb of God.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I fucking missed it because he was so fucked up.
Oh, God.
And then
I've seen a lot of people like that get too fucked up to miss their paper person. And I've been in that situation.
We have. And then prior to that, there was like this girl like bleeding from her nose, broken nose. And she got into a mosh pit of Lamb of God. And I saw her get fucked up and taken out. And then like after that, Slayer happened. And I saw a guy getting taken out of his fucking stretcher.
God damn. That's how you party, is what I say.
Yeah, it was bad. And then someone told me a story about someone like swimming across the Seattle Ocean or some shit to get to Slayer. Did you hear about this?
I don't.
And then Slayer ended up hearing about it and they gave him free tickets to the next concert.
Oh, no shit.
I
That's
swear
pretty
to God.
cool.
And it was fucking awesome. But I was like, oh, God, people are fucking crazy.
That is crazy. That was fun, though. It was a good time, man. Concerts are crazy. I miss them. Hopefully we
I
get
do.
back
Fuck
to that
COVID.
after. I know we're in COVID right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of COVID though, like once COVID's done, what do you want to do first? You want to go to a Lamb of God concert? Don't you, motherfucker?
I've talked to my wife about this a while, and one of the biggest places I want to go is Japan.
Ooh.
I'm a big gamer, big anime guy.
Yeah.
And I want to just take a big ass trip and just like find like a Nintendo fucking crazy console or a PSP.
Nintendo Land?
Like just a really crazy ass PSP. Because like PSPs over there are like blue, like reds, like they have different colors. And also just like go to the like the tower of like One Piece Pirate. You know, I know you're not a big anime fan, but like
I don't know what that means. Huh.
They have a little like
He's talking about pirates. I thought it was talking about butt pirates.
I talking about fucking Pirates of the Caribbean. No, but and also like Naruto has like a little like village looking like area in Japan, dude. Like fuck, man. I'm just, like, and this year hopefully, like if God be, we're able to go, dude. But like, what about you, man? Like, what are you doing after COVID? Like.
I don't know, man. Like, I mean, you seem like you have it all.
Well, it's because it's shit that I wanted to do, but like after I was married, like you still have time to kind of think shit out, you know?
What?
He's like, huh?
I want to go where the fuck you go.
Dude, honestly,
honestly,
we should definitely take a trip together, but fuck,
I'm down.
It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck as all this shit, but
honestly, dude, like I just anywhere at the river probably because like we have our boat.
Yeah, definitely.
And like if I can take that somewhere like Arizona was always good, but like even like a better place, then I'm down for it.
That'd be fun, dude. I haven't actually taken a ride in your boat.
We're Daisy and I are yes men, yes woman, and yes men. We'll go. We'll do it.
I'm just gonna let's take a fucking trip down to the Mississippi.
Tell me you want to suck Ernie's dick? I'm like yes.
Yes.
Not me. Just me though.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But no, for sure. But for real though, like dude, like any kind of trip, like I really want to go out of the country. I want to go to like like Spain or like
I love Spain.
Colombia. My dad's over there.
Yeah. Your dad's right there right now.
Puerto Vallarta. I've been there plenty of times, but like I really want to go back. It's always a good time,
dude. If you ever go to Puerto Vallarta, I would love to fucking join you. And random thing, a lot of like my blood is Spaniard. I want to visit Spain. Like I would love for you to come with me. Like there's only like
get it, they say.
Yeah, and there's like certain people like. I love my wife and I want to visit everywhere with her. But there's certain people that like I want to join us, like accompany us, and you're one of the people that I would love to go there.
It's always fun.
Yeah, Kyle, I would love.
It's always fun to have an extra that person with you. Like
because
it's
like,
great. With your significance, it's fucking awesome. But like if you have another person, it's just as fun.
Yeah, it's just definitely. And me and Diana are very fun. Diana's a little more quiet, but like once she gets going, like she's a great person.
Diana doesn't shut the fuck up.
I know, right? And like, dude, like Diana's like, for those who don't know, we have that podcast, and I started that podcast because like Diana usually doesn't talk a lot and doesn't like share a lot about her life, but during that podcast, she joins in a lot, and I love that. Like, thank you. Well, thank you. And like I started that because I wanted to do something with my wife during this pandemic and having her feel closer to me because I fucking talk a lot, and obviously you're gonna hear it. Yeah, I don't shut the fuck up. Like it's just a thing. I just burped, and hopefully you guys
that's great.
Audible. But I would love to like I know Carlos really well, and like I think this year like one of my
I think
things I would love to do is like I would love to know Daisy a little bit more, like you guys as a couple, and hopefully we get to know
2021, bro. 2021 and more fun.
Look at him, dude. This guy fucking he's a rhymer.
Exactly.
He's like the Horton Hears a Who.
Horton Hears a Ho, I'm just kidding. Yeah, dude, and I agree with you completely. That's gonna be awesome. And as far as our podcast goes for Quotables, like I'm super excited for the year because like we started late in the year.
Yeah,
we're gonna really get into it, and like it's just gonna be really good,
dude.
Well, I mean, I can't say that really good, but it's gonna be for us. It's gonna be really
it's gonna be. It's crazy. Like, I think the more fun me and him have, the more fun you guys are gonna have because you're gonna like a lot of things that like we were talking about, like a lot of the fans and people are listening, like a lot of things that we've been hearing is like they feel like they're with friends.
Yeah,
and that's what we wanted to do. Is have a podcast where you listen to it and you feel like you're with friends, and you also feel like, fuck, man, I kind of want to watch that movie again. And then you watch the movie, listen to the podcast, and that's my point. And like I love that. Like, I've always enjoyed that.
Well, speaking of movies, like, is there
Mhm.
any movie you've seen recently that you suggest to our listeners?
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I have a lot. I
Not
mean,
not the porn Grinch.
dude, the
You
porn
sick
Grinch is
bastard.
great. I just watched Tenant, and I didn't even finish it, but dude,
You didn't
watch
finish
that
it yet?
shit.
It's a
Dude,
crazy ass movie.
It's a
Dude.
crazy fucking movie. I just remember watching it and being like, "Fucking holy fuck!" Like this movie needs
What
to
is
end.
going on?
Dude. But I like it because it shows my Batman, bro, Robert Pattinson.
My Batman.
I'm excited about
I'm
that.
excited for that movie.
What about you, man? Like, what have you been watching that you're like, fuck, I need? What
Well,
about
we were
that
talking
butthole
about
movie?
it earlier. We were talking about the movies that I watch. I just watched Four Christmases, which is the Quotables movie we want to do.
Definitely, what we're gonna do.
Ingrid Goes West, but I would, out of all those three, I would suggest The Final Girls. The Final Girls is the
Tell
good
me about
movie.
that movie.
The Final Girls is the movie about, so anyone who's familiar with 80s slashers flicks, like I want to say Jason, Freddy, maybe all that shit, super cheesy, in those movies, anyone who has sex gets killed. This movie embraced that. So I don't want to spoil too much, but I mean, this is kind of the plot. The main girl, her mom dies. She was a star in the 80s movie. She somehow ends up getting into that movie and they have to recreate it like to the end. It's hilarious. Like, it's super funny and it's super good. Like, check it out. Like, if you're into horror slasher, 80s horror slashers, watch it. Or just movies in general.
No, that sounds like an awesome movie. Have you ever seen Dale and fuck, I forget what it's called, Dale and Tucker or something like that?
Dale and Tucker vs. Evil?
Yeah, dude.
Yes, dude.
And
That's a
this-
great movie.
And this movie, like, you see the picture of it, like the screen of it, but like, goddamn, that is a great movie. Or gosh darn, I'm sorry. But
Gosh darn.
well, because like a lot of people are religious and stuff.
I
But like, dude, that is a great movie, dude.
yeah, it is. It's really good. But like,
And-
let's talk about that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you feel about movie theaters? Like, I mean, I know they've been closed down, but like,
Yeah.
for me, I love going to the movies.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I feel the same way. And I did
Ah.
want to tell you this because I haven't spoken to you in a bit, because sometimes I don't text you or call you or tell you things because I don't want to bother you. You have your work, your life, all that. But like, it's a funny thing. I've actually wanted to hit you up and tell you, like, let's say during the middle of our June and September birthdays, like, let's rent out a theater, me and you, and watch a fucking movie like
Well, hold
all
on,
our
hold on, wait,
homies.
let me tell you,
Tell me.
that ran out of theater thing.
Yeah.
I tried to do it for my brother's birthday,
Oh, what happened?
but they canceled it in our area.
What the fuck?
It has
Why?
to be out further because the COVID shit. But
Fuck.
in our area, it's been more strict as far as the rules, so they
Yeah.
canceled it. So I don't know when it's gonna start back up again, but
Got and fuck COVID. I know they're trying to shut
Yeah.
down like
Fuck
LA
it.
for another month, and we both are in LA because he's in La Mirada, I'm in Whittier, and like that's like like big fucking areas in LA, or not big areas, but it's just in LA. But telling him that that sucks because like I was thinking like we should rent out a fucking theater, get some popcorn, fucking like just watch a movie. I don't know what's coming out, soon, but I think James Bond might be coming out. But I think like HBO or Warner Brothers might have bought in and like done some sort of streaming service for it. But like like putting a movie on, because like watching a movie on a big screen is always like the biggest thing that like for us, especially as movie goers goes, we enjoy. And like me and my wife, like we've enjoyed all the like Marvel movies, like DC movies, and going into it without that, it kind of sucks. Like last year was a big jump from like where we wanted to be, because like all we would see is movies that were like more streaming. Like not, well, this isn't a movie, but like The Mandalorian was like great show that was we all watched.
Great show.
And thank you. Well, I'm glad you liked it, and like
for the end,
things like that. Yeah. But like like it sucks that we're not able to go to a movie theater and like feel.
I love that feeling. Like going to a movie
there's
theater.
a feeling. And
Well,
what
let me
is that
tell you,
called?
'cause we
Midnight
went-
release,
we-
right?
when we saw Tenet,
Mm.
they still had those all the precautions, safety issues with like COVID, and I liked it better because there's no one next to us while we were watching COVID. Or
you wouldn't hear.
I mean, we were watching
wow.
Tenet.
Wow.
Yeah, no, wow. Well, let me tell you about that wow.
Tell me that wow.
So, when I was watching Deadpool when it first came out, there was this guy next to us. I mean, obviously he had little mental issues, which is fine, but he kept saying wow after every scene. He's all wow, wow, wow. He sounded like he was like the Owen Wilson of wows, but it's like wow. So every time something would happen, he was like wow. So I always kind of make that joke. It's just something dumb.
I remember because like we would always quote like wow. Like if anything had happened, it would be like wow.
Anyway, that was just a little sidebar. But yeah, dude. I mean, I agree. Like, I hope we get back to the movies. The movies are great. Like, it's
it's funny that
being
you
at the
went
movies
to COVID
is amazing,
with it.
huh?
Or you went during COVID. With,
I did.
a movie
Yeah,
theater.
no,
And you
it
saw
was
Tenet,
different.
right?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, Tenet.
and
And like I said, like no one's sitting next to you, so I kind of liked it better in a way. But like, it's different.
it just feels weird.
It does. It does.
Yeah, I think the other day I was somewhere and like I was having dinner or like doing something with my wife, and it was like an outside dining, but I forgot that COVID existed at that point, and I was like, "Gosh darn it, that's awesome."
Some places don't take it like that. Like, you know, like they're like, it doesn't exist. Right?
Yeah, it was just weird. Going into it, like I love that. Like some places still open up. You know, it sucks, but
Yeah.
it's nice.
Crazy. But movie theaters, we miss you. Thank you. But speaking of movies, is there any shows you recommend?
I watched a lot.
So you just took a fat fucking mouthful of raisins.
I did. Chocolate raisins. Thank you for saying something, because I was like, I wonder if people.
The way you're
I wonder if people can hear it, but I watched a lot of anime.
Okay.
And okay.
How much do you jerk off?
But I've been watching a lot of ReZero, which is a really good anime, and like, it's funny because progressively, as we've done this podcast, we've been a little bit more and more drunk. Which
Johnnie Walker is out.
Johnnie Walker is done, and I've been watching that. I started watching Watchmen a lot. I
That's a
actually
good show.
almost finished it, and I'm like in the middle of it.
That's
and I know
cool.
you told me to watch it, so
Super
I was
good,
like,
right?
Okay,
You
it's
like
very
it?
good. Yeah, and it dealt a lot with like Black Lives Matter kind of stuff, which was great.
Yeah.
Which I love that, but it was just so weird, like going into it, because I was like, "Fuck!" Like this is. It's just way too serious. You know what I mean? You don't want to like. Usually, when you watch something, you don't want it to like represent what's going on in your life.
Yeah, exactly. I
I did like I said, I've been enjoying a lot of ReZero and Watchmen. But what about you, man? What have you been watching?
My girlfriend and I have been watching 6 Feet Under, which is an
And what is
old
that
school
about?
HBO show.
Mm.
It's about a family that owns a funeral home. It's
shit,
it's like a show back in like 2001. But she's been really into watching The Bachelor, and as much as I hate that show, I'm kind of into it.
And why?
I love Chad, but it's weird. But yeah, 6 Feet Under. But other than that, Simpsons.
Oh,
And like we want to get into the Simpsons at one point in
Eventually,
many
yeah.
episodes. And to be honest with you, I've been in like season 12 of the Simpsons, and there's still some good
There's still some funny shit. Yeah,
Because originally I was like, no, 1 through like 9,
Nine, right?
that's all
Yeah.
I'm staying at. Like, nope. But like, no, it's actually has some pretty good ones in there. But
you know what's funny is I love that me and you were able to get to like 1 through 9.
Exactly.
Because we know. Me and Diana actually have been excuse me. Another show that we've been watching was Survivor. It's on Netflix. It just came out. It's so random, but it's really good. Like it just plays on original old show kind of like premises. You know what I mean? Like you don't get that anymore.
No, not at all. Oh, those kind of cheesy shows are. That's why we like The Bachelor, because like, well, she likes it.
The Bachelor.
No, I do like it too. It's just so funny to watch. You're like, ah.
Yeah, the last Bachelor I saw was like some girl says
Was
like,
you?
No, some girl says like my vagine or it's golden or some shit like that, and I fucking love that season. It was good, but I don't fucking remember.
It was good.
It was good. It was good. It was good. It was a good season.
All right, keep going. Oh, that was it?
No, that was it.
Yeah, those shows are fucking crazy. Speaking of jeans, I mean, I put kind of down like our fat facts.
Ooh,
Because
fat.
so if you guys aren't familiar, last episode, I think it was, right? Home Alone 2. Ernie mentioned a fat fact where he was asked, like how Kevin does in Home Alone 2, as he's watching, is it The Grinch?
No, he's watching. Yeah, it is.
He's watching The Grinch, I think, and he's having pizza and champagne, but in a soda.
It's a Coca-Cola, yeah.
So that's a fact he mentioned. Like he did the same thing.
I did.
So is there another fat fact you want to mention to us?
So
He's eating right now. This motherfucker.
I'm actually having a fat. I'm actually having chocolate raisins, but let me tell you. So when I was a kid, I would steal a lot of my mother's change. So
My
it was
mom?
like, my mom. So she would have quarters, pennies, all that shit. And at one point, I saved all that money. I saved up about like, I want to say like $40 or something of change that I would steal from her. But I would say, oh, can I have that change? And she would give it to me. And so I want to go buy Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku, which was in the Game Boy. And the trailer for that stupid movie, or that game, sorry, would be like he would order pizza and play that game.
Yeah.
Bought that game, all my money, and I went to Target and I paid all of it with change, dude. And the poor guy, dude.
That's embarrassing.
It is very embarrassing, but as a kid, you don't fucking care. He fucking like literally charged me all of it with change. And it was fucking $50 or whatever, whatever for that game. And then that night, like my mom's like, we don't have money for food or whatever because I paid that. And then she goes like, and I'm like, well, can we get a pizza? And she goes, okay, yeah, whatever. She caved in. She got me a pizza. I played Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku.
With a pizza.
Such a fat thing, and that's a fat fact. What about you, man?
I guess a fat fact. Well, fuck, that's not as depressing as what I want to talk about. But I guess a fat fact I would do is like I always have some candy by my side. Like right now, I have like Skittles or Snickers.
This fucker has a drawer full of candy.
Exactly. That's my fat fact.
Fat fact.
It's not as cool as yours because like it's not as depressing and meaningful.
Not as depressing and fucking
so
fat.
Ernie, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So yeah, that's my fat fact. So let's get away from that because I don't want to talk about it because I feel bad about it because I'm sad. Just kidding. Yes, that it is a. Maybe I should talk about it, but anyway, let's talk about stories from when we used to work together. Restaurants. I know you have a restaurant story. Put it up there. It's called Martha Shit. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Definitely. So, at one point, me and I work at an Italian restaurant. And Lex got me the job. He actually helped me out. He texted me randomly.
And he's always following me.
I am. And like me and him stopped talking for a bit. Like because he broke up with like thou shalt not be named or whatever. And he broke up with her and we just stopped talking. And like I was like, maybe he doesn't want to talk anymore or whatever. And like I said, we were close friends.
If you don't want to talk, I don't want to talk. Oh, how's that saying go?
I don't even know. But yeah, so
either.
we just stopped talking for a bit.
Yep.
He randomly texts me and he goes, hey, you still looking for a job? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, there's a dishwashing job. It's like Sunday through Friday. So it's like 2 days. I'm like, all right, I'll apply for it. I applied for it. I fucking got the job and it wasn't Sunday through fucking Saturday.
It was Saturday.
Saturday
through
to Sunday. It was like fucking Monday through every day. So I ended up having to kind of quit school and go to work and whatever.
Quit school, he said.
I mean, I quit school because I needed the money. But
you just didn't want.
Yeah, and so we did that. And at some point, I ended up becoming his busser because I started off as a dishwasher. Worked my way up.
My bitch.
Exactly. he hired me. He ended up becoming a fucking busser to server, and I ended up becoming his busser. And when I became his busser, he told me, "Oh, hey, check on this table," like one random night. And it was like this older couple. I'm like, hey, guys, how's everything doing? Because he was kind of training me to be a server at the time with like low key. And they're
low key, though.
They're like, hey, I'm like, how's everything going? And they're like, hey. And then like the wife goes, it tastes good. It tastes okay. And then I was like, okay. And then the dad goes, don't lie to the boy. It tastes like shit, Martha. It tastes like shit. And I was like, wait, what? And I was like looking at them, it tastes like fucking shit. What? And I told him, I was like, I think it might be the mesquite because like I think the meat sauce was overcooked or some shit like that. But it's the fact that he said it tastes like shit, and like I'm like, sir, how the fuck do you know what shit tastes like? I was just like, oh, such a. And
I ate that shit for breakfast, buddy.
I fucking told Carl, I was like, hey, dude, this fucking dude just said it tastes like shit. Like, what the fuck do we do? And I think we returned his money or some shit for that order. But I was like, oh god, it was just so fucking.
Dude, that's hilarious.
What about
it tastes like shit, huh?
Going into a story? What about the wine tasting? Let me hear your thoughts on that, dude, that we ended up doing. What we ended up going out with Adrian.
So working at a restaurant, we did some like...
We had perks.
Since we knew the owner of the restaurant, he had a little leeway. So we went to a thing where we had to test out, because it was like a little convention of people like testing out their wines, their food, their beer. And we went and we take samples of everything. We get pretty fucking up over there, dude. It was fucking fun.
Because it was free alcohol.
Exactly.
Everyone
free alcohol, free
up.
food. Like, it was so good. And I remember I had to drive these fuckers. And but dude, it was great. Like, we would just get messed up. And like, I want to talk about this first, but like, I drove them back and I had to pee in my hydro flask because like I had to pee so bad. And I pee a lot. Ernie,
he does, like I said, he pees a fucking lot. Like,
I pee a lot.
Yeah, like I said, like we went to the Anderson.
You know Pee Wee Herman?
Like,
well, I pee more than him.
He does. And funny thing, like we were all fucked up, and my boss, which we'll talk about like sooner, but he fucking was there. We all drink like, what did we drink? Like 4 roses.
Yeah.
That fucker hands me a drink and he spills it all over my fucking body, dude. And I was like, oh my god, this guy's fucked.
Good thing you weren't driving.
Yeah, thank God they weren't driving. Lex, like I said, he drank, but he was.
I think my car was floating. I'm just kidding. No, I know. I'm just kidding. We
got home. This fucker pees in his bottle of. He's like a hydro.
Yeah, we were driving. We're stuck in traffic, and I was like, dude, I really have to pee. So I peed in my hydro flask. You sick son of a bitch. You sick?
That's the first time I seen his dick.
He liked it.
I did. I was like, damn, that's Lex's dick. That's what he pleases Daisy with. Good shit. I'm just kidding. But yeah,
but yes, that was a good time, and
it was a great time. We've had a lot of great times.
Yes, but unfortunately, we can't talk about it all here. I want to say that's the last thing we have to talk about today.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah,
this has been Quotables again. Next week we are going to be doing Scary Movie 1.
Yeah, wow.
As per Ernie's request.
It is. Yeah, I love.
But I love that movie too. It's been good. Scary Movie 1. Ernie, are you ready?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm going to have a great time with it. It's fucking funny. We're just watching Scary Movie 2, and we're both quoting it, fucking laughing about it. So.
Yeah, and after that, we're probably going to do that Scary Movie 2.
Yeah, definitely.
But thank you guys so much for listening again. I know it's been a little, it's been a slow down week, but we need a break too. I mean,
yeah.
But it's been fun. Ernie, thank you so much. Johnnie Walker, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to say? Everything. Is there anything else you want to say to us?
No, man, that was fun, dude. I had a great time, and I'm glad that we were able to kind of like gauge the audience and tell them where we were and like how we met, and like you know, getting to know us a little bit like closer, because like you know, listen to podcasts and listen to us do movies is such a different thing, because you're listening to our take, but you don't really know where we came from to like kind of gauge at that
where do we go? I don't know.
Yeah.
But thank you again. We appreciate it. Anything you guys have to say, Quotables Cast, Instagram and Twitter at Quotables Cast. Once again, please suggest a movie. Any kind of criticism you have for us, give us that. We're ready. Thank you so much again for listening. Ernie, take us out.
Fucking dude, honestly,
thanks again. We're gonna be working on our little song, but
I know you know, crazy. Lex does a great job doing our music, but fuck, dude, I am
all right,
fudged up.
Exactly.
How are you feeling?
Great. Thank you.
That guy's fudged.
I'm gonna spend the night here. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Good night, guys.
Quotables. #.